Hello there, my name is ChrisTenarium, and today I'm playing Memories Dogma. Heard a lot about this game. I'm mildly hoping that it might be the game that turns me around on the good old JVNs being the best kind of VN. And I look at this person and hope they're not going to pass them off as someone who's definitely 17 years old. And the whole of the cast look young, actually. I'm praying to God that it's not set in high school. That is one thing we need to get rid of right now. Oh my God. No. And yeah, also that down. Right. Let's get on with this. I've never played this game before. I don't know what it's about. I just know it's a game that exists and holds an existence within time. In my perception is something that should belong... If my perception is something that should belong to me, then that perception is something that must be part of my very being. Okay, sure, why not? That sounds deep. Oh God, the brightness. Ugh. Do you still remember 3 years ago on this day what you were doing, who you were with, and where you were? No, nope, that... If I did remember that, it would be weird. There's practically no one who would be able to answer that if asked on the spot. I know, 14th of November 2013. Nothing particular coming to mind. You're right. Human memories are constantly being written and rewritten. Sometimes the order of information gets mixed up and the events themselves are recorded incorrectly inside the database that is the human brain. It's impossible to tell when memories will be updated or deleted, but it's uncertain whether or not someone's recollection of a certain event is even the correct one, or not. Yeah, okay, I get that. Is this supposed to be the human brain, or... is this some sort of weird secondary school, like, art project? Ink goes into gloopy white glowing stuff. The more one tries to remember, the more they find themselves forgetting, and yet a simple sound, smell, or object could become the trigger, or help even recall even the vaguest of memories vividly. These collections of memories are vague amalgamation. I don't know, that just sounds weird. Maybe I've just been pronouncing that word wrong all these years. Memory being wrong. Of information itself are what allows humans to say with certainty, I am me. I thought it was that as well. I mean, I'm firmly here. This is a jaw and an awful, awful, terrible beard. Why are you? Don't do this to me, game. This better not be some edgy 16-year-olds fighting going, but are you really you? Yep, I am. There aren't many things you could say to answer that. My own experiences, the words left behind by long-dead men that I've read, the words someone spoke that I then assimilated as my own, a combination of all of that is why I think I am me, is the only real answer you could come up with. Why are you you? Well, I'm going to ask myself, what's your name? Chris. There you go. Solved it for you. It's not as easy as that. I'm firmly taking the piss. However, all of these things are nothing but your own experience. The moment information transmitted by someone else is received by you, you filter it through your own perception. It becomes your own experience. Yes, this is how the brain works, okay? I hope this tutorial doesn't go on for too long. I came in here to be entertained, not for a study on neurology. Everything becomes assimilated as your experiences, and that information then gets recorded as your memories. Then, would that not mean that a person's self is compromised of only their memories? If that is really true, then what about her? I don't know, who's she? Oh, we don't get anything, it's just a standard JVN vague intro. As I open my eyelids, I can see the scenery above me dyed a deep crimson. The faint scent of antiseptic tickles my nostrils. We're called Hiroki, or Hiroki. Let's go with Hiroki, because Loki exists and it's the same form of pronunciation. I raise my head a little to make sure my body still functions. What the shit were you doing? What makes you need to do that? Okay, what are all of these meaning? Okay, so this is penis size, but in millimeters. I don't know how many fingers I have. How many girls I've thought of sleeping with. How many of them I've tried it on with and succeeded with. Yep, same stat. I don't know what this is. Hiroki Kusahara. Okay. The first thing that enters my vision is the AR display. A translucent screen filled with various numbers and words. Next, I can see my body. tucked into some sterile sheets with only my arms poking out of it. My left wrist is wrapped in a white bandage. The hospital, huh? I've seen this scenery many times before. My hazy consciousness slowly starts to grow clearer as I recognize the sound of someone clacking away on a keyboard. Okay, well, the art looks pretty damn nice. Alright, well, I keep forgetting, it's probably not Renpai, so I can't make this blow up, unfortunately, so we're just gonna have to look at it with the text box. Yeah, it's pretty nice, all things considered. This plant here has a shadow. The sun gleams onto the plants. There's no one fucking here, and it's a bit featureless, but I guess it's a hospital, so a hotel with that would be oddly disturbing. Well, you know, it's in case they get murdered. Why do you need that? No reason. Some weird socket things up here. I don't know, I can't even tell you what half that shit is for. Is that what plugs look like in America? I should remember, really. And then a few other pointless things right back up. Here we go. I look towards the direction of the sound and see my friend Amamiya Kakeru sitting at my bedside, engrossed in his old laptop. He notices me looking at him and raises his face from the monitor. Don't worry, I don't need concern or anything. A yo will do. What the fuck is that pose? Also, it's got the weird, bizarre thing of eyebrows going through hair. Visible through hair. I've heard this as well, you know, eyebrows are reliant on a lot of expressions, and I get that, but when they're that small and not really doing much, is the eyebrows really meaning anything? He also has an earring in, and his right arm, for whatever reason, is being held slightly upright, for reasons I do not know. Also, are there no other chairs? Could you not just sit down? What's with that disgruntled expression? Do you really hate me being here so much? I don't know who the fuck you are. What's the date? It's August 26th, 2030. It's been about 6 hours since you were brought to the hospital. I see. I failed again. I mutter as I stare at my bandaged left wrist. Hearing me, Kakeru lets out a dry laugh. Ha, man, you just don't learn, do you? Well, tell me what it was I did, Mr. Exposition Man. What? Cutting your wrists is the least... Oh, God. Oh, don't tell me we did that. Oh, all of the trigger warnings. It's the least guaranteed way of killing yourself. I thought I told you this last time. You're also the one who alerted the authorities last time. Sheesh, put yourself in my shoes for a bit. My summer break's ruined because of you. Leave me alone. I never asked for your help. You can enjoy your summer break by yourself. Are they kidding around, or are we actually going like with this piano music? Suicide. Oh, so out of place. You think I'd be here right now if I could actually cut ties with you? Sorry. If you really feel sorry, then help me with my linear algebra homework. Can you please be a little more sympathetic if what you're saying is true? We both laughed bitterly at that. Hey, Hiroki? Kakeru looks at me with a serious gaze. Do you really want to meet Sorano that badly? I presume it's a joke. There is no way that was real. I've heard my gaze and stare out the window, charming a girl, I think. Sorano. Mizunashi Sorano. Sorano. Probably Sorano. The girl I'd spent 3 years of my life with. Last month she suddenly died. Oh my god. Fucking hell, it started a bit heavy, hasn't it? What's with this music? It's supposed to be sort of, you know, chill and groovy. And this is just... people dying. Ugh. According to the police, she suddenly jumped out of an alleyway and onto the passing car near Fuchu Park. Ever since I heard the news, I've been cutting my wrist multiple times. Oh my god. You're being serious. Fucking hell, this is a bit... We're 9 minutes into the game. I simply press down on my left wrist. I'm not really sure, it's just every now and again it feels like Sorano suddenly starts calling to me, and when that happens, I put more pressure on the hand that's pressing down. I feel the slight sensation of pain run through my body. Doing this lets me feel at least a little closer to Sorano. Oh, God. Oh, God. Kakeru continues staring at me for a bit and suddenly touches his left wrist. Not because he cut his wrist like me, but to start up his MRD. What is this music? Oh, sure, we're just going into this happiness, are we? Attempted suicide and suicide. Haha, but we've got some nice tech to show you. Mobile Augmented Reality Device, or MRD for short, is the latest model of portable terminals. It looks like a bangle, so you can wear it on your arms. You can use it... This is an odd thing he's having to explain. You can use it to listen to music or kill time playing mobile games, but using AR virtual holographic display to surf the web or call people are its primary functions. Okay, so we got it. It's like a computer. You can also use it to make electronic payments at convenience stores, train stations, and the like. It also serves as identification to get into certain facilities when you need proof of identity or request certain services. There's almost no one in Japan who doesn't have one. We're in Japan, of course we are. I don't know why I hadn't clocked that yet. The only people who walk around with old laptops are Kakeru enthusiasts or people who need one for work. An AR display showing a website popped up in front of me. Pornhub.com /BBC Kakeru. God. Look, this is the Connect Center. As I'm sure you know, people who die have their memories electronically transcribed and recorded here. This is no, oh my, yeah. The Connect Center. There are so many things morally wrong with this. Jesus, this would put a severe damage on people's mental health, won't you think? The chain of events that led to its founding area is in some sense a dark chapter in its history. Oh, you reckon? 3 years ago, a certain university's research succeeded in electronically transcribing and preserving a person's memories using a technology called e-memory. E-memory. I hope the guy who wrote that didn't get paid too much. In this game, of course, not the actual writer. This should have been a groundbreaking invention that would have helped humanity greatly in their daily lives. However, contrary to expectations, e-memory started being used for criminal purposes. For example, some people used it to electronically copy a person's memories without permission and then to spy on their lives. Oh, funny how that would work, isn't it? We'll just put the information out there for people to live off. Surely, like, you can only get certain things which are encoded, or you need a password to get into this memory. Not just any old fucker. Imagine how easy it would be to rob someone's house. Then that information would be sold to people with more perverse motives for their entertainment. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, we're suddenly getting to weird voyeur porn. People who found enjoyment with such things realized that there was nothing else that could compare and sought after even more stimulating memories. In the end, the worst thing imaginable ended up happening. People were kidnapped and subjected to violent acts, and their memories of that experience were uploaded on the internet. Oh, Jesus Christ. I hope there was some payment involved and he didn't just do that because he was seeking a thrill. It was an event that came to be known the Nightmare Memory Incident. I also hope the person who coined that term wasn't paid very well. The ringleaders behind this atrocity were arrested, but the government took a hard stance after this incident and made the copying of living human memories illegal. So couldn't you just do it and then kill someone? As long as you don't get caught. I mean, I'm not saying you should, but I'm saying it's a bad thing. Then after trying to find a solution to making e-memory safe and useful, the government created a facility to store the memories of dead people, the Connect Center. At the Connect Center, you can access the memories of the dead and speak to them. You can hear their voices, the voices of your dead family, friends, or loved ones. What? Are you kidding me? That's it. That's just the end of that, is it? Okay, sure, why not? You know that they only keep the memories of people for 49 days after they die, right? Yeah. Serrano died last month on the 13th. Her memories are going to be digitombed. Did they just let interns name everything digitombed? And the 31st of this month. This is the week you'll be able to talk. The last week you'll be able to talk with her. We definitely accidentally skipped something there. Digitobombing of memory, simply put, is just deleting the data. Okay. Thanks, I guess. In other words, the government's basically telling the people left behind that they have this long to get over it. It's going to take a little longer than that to get over it. If anything, it's going to lengthen the process, because they're still technically there and you're torturing yourself with it. Why not go hear Serrano's voice at least once before her memories disappear from this world? Maybe that'll help you find some kind of closure. You could, in theory, just look at a memory and record it, couldn't you? If armlets are that small. That may be true, but... Hesitation. Why didn't I stop Serrano back then? Why did I let her die? I don't think you had much of a choice in it, buddy. I still can't forgive myself even now. Ignoring me, who's gone silent, Kakeru stretches his hand towards my pillow and stops at my MRD, which is laying out on the bedside table. He picks it up and places it before me. Come on, let's go. Let's at least go to the building, okay? But it'll be fine, come on. I hesitate for a bit, but I eventually reach out and take my MRD back from Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia? That was the people's name in... Why do I want to say Malice Code? It's not called Malice Code. It's the Cyanide Tea game. You know, the Mamma Mias? Oh, God, I can't remember what they're fucking called. Why can't I remember that game? I loved it. Ah, shit, whatever. My memory's gone fuzzled with visual novels recently. And a bottle just fell out. Well, fell down. I'm not sure if I was fortunate or not, but while I was unconscious, they'd been pumping food into my stomach and had me on an IV. So even though I was still a bit out of it, sneaking out to the hospital didn't prove very difficult. Fucking hell, they even put you in hospital clothing, apparently. Let's take a look at this menu. Background. Okay, so... What's that say? Jelkova? I refuse to believe this is an R. Anyone... Oh, yeah, you can't see it here. Let's put myself over there. People who say that this here is an R, everything that's wrong with society. You should burn and purge those people as soon as you can. So this is like Jelkova, Delkova. I can't quite read what it says. But it's a patisserie, which is an odd thing to have written on a sign in Japan. Is patisserie some sort of universal thing? I don't know. It's bread anyhow. Well, bakers. Yeah, some Japanese stuff. Why do you have the same sign over... Look, this one's the same, this one's the same, this one's the same, and all the way down. Okay, sure, whatever. This must be the street that they spent outrageous amounts of money putting this on. Other than that, pretty good. Pretty nice background. You can see there's clouds there, and there's sun, which is different here and here because of the cloud. The trees look nice. Everything looks nice and detailed, other than these weird scribblings in some sort of ancient language. The Connect Center here in Tokyo is only a short walking distance away from Fuchu Station. The station is closest to here. Thank God for that. It seems that there was a grand opening ceremony for it when it opened 2 years ago. It's about a 30-minute walk from the hospital I'd been taken to. We've got a nice cool breeze today. Okay? Really? Yeah, come on, you know how hot it's been this past few days. Well, with me here... Oh no, I wasn't around, was I? For a while now, I haven't even taken note of things like the outside temperature. That's probably because you're still nauseous and not quite with it. Man, it feels like it's been a while since I last walked down to this street. Yeah, me too. Until just a while ago, me, Kakeru, and Serrano all used to walk down this street. I absent-mindedly continue to reminisce about the past, about the time before I met Kakeru and Serrano. I moved here to Fuchu City around the time I entered high school. Of course you did. So does that mean we're still in high school or college, or have we somehow managed to muster up work in a JVN? Not in a post-apocalyptic scenario. I am aware that Muv-Love exists. In order to run away from all of my problems, I came here to live alone. I forget what the reason for it was, or if there was even a reason to begin with. But it all started around my last year of middle school. You can tell where the light's coming from because my face has just gotten red. My classmates started distancing themselves from me. The people who I thought were my friends started ignoring me. I don't think they were aware of the fact that they were distancing themselves from me. Eventually, it just started feeling like they were making fun of me. If I ever asked about it, they'd joke around or deny it. As time went on, they'd stopped even joking around when I asked, and their words took a nastier tone. In the beginning, I simply tried to ignore their harsh words, but one day I couldn't stand it anymore. Oh God, what did you do? One day I shouted that at the classmates I thought were my friends. My shout reverberated across the room and the whole class went silent. I got really embarrassed after that. Why did I have to yell so loud? Oh, come on. You still regret to this day about yelling at someone. Thinking back on it now, I was probably just hoping to be saved. I wanted people to realise I still existed. I wanted someone to understand the depths of my suffering. The depths of your suffering? Oh, come on, it's high school. My friends were silent for a bit before awkwardly looking away. Then, with an annoyed tone, they told me, "Don't talk to us anymore." They did that quickly, did they? They didn't try and go their way around it. They just said, "Don't talk to us anymore." I couldn't understand why. I wanted someone to tell me why, at least. But no one would. So I just silently let it all happen. My existence had been deemed unnecessary by them. There's probably more to it than that, buddy. I'm sorry to tell you this. I was left with a profound feeling of loneliness all the way up until the graduation ceremony. At the same time, my relationship with my parents began to fall apart as well. I didn't find out why until much later, but anyone could see that my mother's actions were getting stranger by the day. Soon enough, she had trouble even doing basic household chores, and eventually she was hospitalized. Oh, God fucking hell! This has been 20 minutes of pure misery! My father's job required him to transfer often, so even during elementary school I switched schools quite often. The constant moving around kept on increasing the burden on my mum, and in the end I think it must have broken her. I wonder how long she had to endure the constant worrying. Did my mum have to suffer the same kind of abuse that I did from my friends in middle school? Not if you kept moving around as much, only she knew. If only I could read people's thoughts. If I'd known about the sorrow she kept in her heart, maybe she wouldn't have ended up that way. My father agreed instantly when I brought up the idea of living alone. I'm sure he was exhausted from dealing with my mother's condition as well. I wonder what my father was thinking the day I left home. "You fucker, you were supposed to say that you'd help more," something like that. Because of what I experienced in middle school, I didn't feel like talking to anyone in high school, even if I was able to get along with someone who knows how long they'd just turn on me again. That's why I thought it'd be pointless to try and build any new relationships. I was done with being told we don't need you anymore from people I thought were my friends. The pain from being alone after being rejected is far worse than the pain of being alone from the very beginning. Fucking hell. I was told this was a good game. A nice game. So far it's just Misery the game, slightly off-tone and weird. Very soon I found myself as the loner in the class. You weren't already? The first people to talk to a loner like me were Kakera and Serrano. Ugh. A familiar building comes into view and my thoughts return to the present. Enough self-loathing, I'm off to visit my dead girlfriend!